So in this particular course we will learn how to design a beautiful website from scratch using the latest web technologies, that is HTML5 and CSS3. So now let's see the contents of this session. First of all, in this particular course we will learn hands-on web development. Web development is basically the work involved in developing a website for the internet. After that we will learn HTML5, which is the latest technology of HTML5, and it is a basic building block of the web. Then we will learn CSS3, which is used for the purpose of appearance and presentation of a particular website. After that we will learn some part of JavaScript, which is used for the purpose of functionality for a particular website. After that we will learn simple to use web design guidelines and tips to make your website attractive. Then how to get and use amazing images, fonts, icons in your website free of cost to make your website look good. Next we will learn responsive web design. So it is an approach to web design that makes web pages render well on a variety of devices and window or screen size. In simple words, creating web pages that look good on all devices. Next, we will learn how to work with brackets. Brackets is a text editor which is used to make websites. So in this particular course, I am using brackets for HTML designing or designing a websites. If you are familiar with some other course or if you are familiar with some other text editor like Notepad, Notepad++, so you can use that for this course. There is no restriction to use this brackets. After that, at the end, we will learn how to optimize your website. So optimization means to improve the performance of your website, drive more traffic, increase conversions and grow revenue for the websites. So now first let's understand what is web design. It is important because it impacts how your audience perceives your brand. So a good web design helps you to keep your leads on your page. A web designer works on the appearance, layout and in some cases content of a particular website. Next is www. So what is www? www stands for World Wide Web. So World Wide Web or www is a way of exchanging information between computers on the internet. Internet and web is not the same thing. Here I am showing the difference, like web uses internet to pass over the information. So web uses internet to passing the information over the internet. Okay, so move to next. So here is the working of www. Actually www works on client server architecture. So in this particular structure, what will happen? User here is the web browser, that is client part, here is the server part. So first of all, user enters the URL. URL means that the particular address you want to open on the website, like www.hdfcbank.com. that is a URL of HDFC Bank. Then the browser requests a domain name server, that is DNS, for the IP address to that particular site. After receiving the IP address, browser from here sends the request for the web page to this web server. Then web server receives the request and reply to that particular request. Now the web browser receives the file that it requests from the server. So here is the architecture of client server approach in www. Okay, so now move to next, that is URL. So what is URL? As I told earlier, it stands for Uniform Resource Locator. It is nothing, it is the address of the particular website, that is, this is the address, like www.internet.com. So it is a URL, that is Uniform Resource Locator. Now move to next, what is a web page? See, a web page is a document available on World Wide Web, that is on www. So web pages are stored on web server and can be viewed using a web browser. To view the particular website, we need a web browser. Web browser, examples of web browsers are Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Mozilla, Opera, etc. Collection of linked web pages on a web server is known as a website. When you collect some web pages together, then it will make a website. So website is a collection of multiple web pages. Okay, and also for each web page there is a URL. That means URL is associated with each web page. So web page are two types. One is your static and second one is your dynamic. So let's understand what is static web page. See, static web pages are created using only HTML. Static web pages are only used when the information is no more required to be modified. Static means stable. That means you don't want to make any changes to that content. So HTML files, in static web pages, we work with only HTMLs. In simple words, you can say with the help of only HTML or with CSS, we can only make static web pages or static website. Next is your dynamic web page. So it shows information at different point of time. It involves two types of scripting, or you can say two sides of working, like one is your client part and one is your server part. So what will happen when you work at server side dynamic page? It will create, or it is created by server side scripting, and there are server side scripting parameters that determine how to assemble a new web page, which also includes setting up of more client side processing. In same way, if you want to work with client dynamic web page, client side dynamic web page, then you have to use JavaScript or pass to it DOM, that is document object model. We will learn about this in further sessions about the scripting languages in detail. So let's move to next, that is your website. So what is a website? It's a collection of linked web pages. That means web pages that are linked with each other, like clicking on some page, I'm move to next page, or I'll go to another page, is an example of website. So collection of web pages on web server is known as website. There is always a unique URL with each web page. Next is this term web browser. So it is an application software that allows to view and explore information on the web. See, if you want to open a particular website, then you need a web browser. Okay, like Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Opera, etc. It is basically used to read HTML documents and display them correctly. So you can say a browser that does display the tags, like as we are learning here HTML tags. So as the browser does not display the HTML tags, it only uses to determine how to display the information or how to display the document on the web page. Okay, so here are some examples of most common web browsers, that is Internet Explorer, Microsoft, Google Chrome. Internet Explorer is the product of Microsoft, Google Chrome is the product of Google, Mozilla, Opera. So these are some examples of your web browsers. Okay, so now move to next, that is your web server. So what is a web server? It is a computer where the web content is stored. See, in case of our machine, client and server is our machine, as we are not sending any request to another machine. So basically web server is used to host the websites. Web server is a computer where the web content is stored. There exist other web servers also, such as gaming, storage, FTP, email, etc. Okay, so at the end of this course, I will show you how to upload a particular website to the server. or how to make it in a running mode, or you can say in live mode. Next, move to HTML basics. So let's understand what is HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So it is a markup language, that means it is totally based on tags and it is very easy to understand. It describes the structure of the web page. Structure means like how your web page is showing, like how your web page will show, whether it contains images or text. So it consists of series of elements. HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content on the website. Okay, so tags mark up the beginning and end of an element. So next, HTML syntax. About syntax, tags are the HTML codes that control the appearance of the document content. So in case of HTML, we will totally work with the help of tags that will decide the content of your web page. Okay, so now learn about tags. What are tags? Essence of HTML programming is tags. Tag is a keyword enclosed by angle brackets like this. There are opening and closing tags for many, but not all. It is not fixed that we have closing and opening for all tags. So we will see more tags. See, if you want to open a tag, simply just try in the angular bracket, and if you want to close that tag, they simply insert a slash before that element, or you can say tag. So here B is a tag which is used to make the text bold. Next, nested tags means if you want to use a tag within another tag, then you can use it also. Okay, but you have to follow the sequence, that if you are using H1 first, then it will close at the end. Within this tag I am using I, that is I. H1 is basically used for heading tag. There are 6 types of heading tags from H1 to H6. We will learn about that in HTML basics. So here is the syntax of HTML tag. Here's the starting of tag. If you want to use any attribute, that means if you want to define any property of that tag, then you can define here. Within like this tags, you use the text for which you can apply this tag value on it. At last there is the closing tag. Okay, starting tag of the tags means of the properties of that particular tag. Here actual content appears in the web page. It could be empty, खाली भी हो सकता, blank भी हो सकता, it can be blank also. So closing tag is there. See, here is the example. If I am writing body, that is a tag. BG color as a property. Here I am setting the value, that is yellow, and it is a closing tag, and here is the actual content. So if you want to make this content yellow, then I am using this part. Okay. As I told, HTML has one-sided tag also. That means previously I am saying we use opening and closing tags, but for some tags we are only using one-sided tag. That is for breaking line, you want to go to at next line, then you are using BR tag, and horizontal line. But simply remember here slash is different, and using at the end of the tag, not the starting of the tag. Okay, so you can say it is the class starting and closing of a tag of BR. Now structure of a web page is basically consist or contained in these HTML starting and HTML closing. Let's understand this. This is the structure of HTML. First of all, we have a HTML tag starting, and at the end it is closing. It marks the end of web page. Then we have the head part. Head part consists of the title part. It is a container that can include a number of HTML elements that are not visible parts of the page rendered by the browser. See, as title will be shown on the page, but in the head part we will use many types of things, like if you want to use search engine optimization for your website, then all that part will be mentioned is this head tag. Similarly, if you want to use some CSS file, then the name of that particular file you have to mention in this particular tag, that is head tag. Okay, so now move to next, that is your body part. So body tag contains the content of web page. Let me show you by an image. By this, see here, the upper part is the title part, or you can say upper part is the head part, which consists of title, that is testing page, and this is the portion that is called body part. So you have to design this portion in each web page, and you can add any type of text and type of pictures, graphics in this particular page. Next are elements and tags, as we are discussing previously, quotes enclosed in brackets. See, one important thing about HTML is that it is not case sensitive. That means if you want to use like title, if you are using a tag name title starting with in capital letters and ending with small letters, or using somewhere with small and at starting with capital, it doesn't matter. These all are same. So it is not a case sensitive language. Okay. So now here is also a simple example of elements and tag, that P is the element, P stands for paragraph, and here is the opening tag and here is the closing tag. Okay. So now next move to choosing the text editor. Okay, so there are many different programs that you can use to create web documents. Editor enables users to create documents quickly and easily. So these programs will generate the HTML source code for you. Now, as I told, I am using here Brackets. Brackets is an open source code editor which is best suited for website designers and front-end web developers. It is one of the best and free tools. The main thing about it, that it is free of cost. You can download it from the particular website which I'll explain you. Then it is lightweight, fast and easy to work. It is written in HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Also it has MIT license, and it was first introduced in 2014 by Adobe. So here are some features of Brackets. Okay, let's discuss something about Brackets, how to what are the important features. First one is your live preview. See, here you can see the live preview of your particular website or particular web page which you are designing here. So it is a good feature of Brackets. Okay, there are many shortcuts for that. When we will learn about Brackets in detail, I'll mention there about the shortcuts of that. After that, automatic save. See, before discussing the automatic save, we have to learn about extensions. What are the extensions and themes? See, about extensions and themes is that there are various types of extensions used in case of Brackets. That means the autosave is also a type of extension which is already added in Brackets. Same way, if you want to use like comments, for comments we use some tag for that purpose. But in case of Brackets, I just simply add an extension for comments, and a comment button will be added there, and just simply clicking the or selecting the text, you can make them comment. Okay, then quick edit tool, you can easily add it in the text part. Split view, you can split the window, like you want to work one side at Brackets and another on the live preview. As you will make changes on Brackets, you will similarly or you will simultaneously see the results in the live preview. Next is the cross platform. Cross platform means like it can work on any platform. No dependency of platform is there. So here is the download link of Brackets, that is brackets.io. Will show you practically about how to download brackets.io. So here is the interface of Brackets. Basically Brackets have 4 parts. Okay, what are that 4 parts? That is, first one is your tabs. In tabs part we include file, edit, find, view, etc. Then here is the text coding area where we will done our coding. Then here is the working files area. Here it consists all the files which we have done work in previously, or which we are making new files. Then we have a live preview button here. When we click on it, it will simply transfer the control to the browser and show the content in the form of HTML or in the form of website. So now next is about our paragraph tag. See, what is paragraph tag? Paragraph tag starts with P and closing with P. It will use in the body part. By this I am making 2 paragraphs. One is, here is the first paragraph, and second is, here is the second paragraph. I am using starting here and closing here. See, what is the output of this? This is the output. Title is there. This is the first paragraph, and this here is the second paragraph. So space between the paragraphs. Okay. So now last is in this session is comment statements. Comments are basically used for the documentation purpose. It does not appear on the web page itself, but are a useful reference to the author of the page to understand that particular code. Okay, so to create a comment statement we use this tag, but as I say, in Brackets there is no need to use this. Just simply click the text and click on the button of comment by using extensions. Then the particular text will make as a comment, or it will use as a comment in HTML.